Hey, to another. Actually, it's not even another episode, but welcome back, guys, to the post up, man. I'm joined by uh, my homies, my compadres, the pretty boys of the squad, Menzi, Tabani, Waskuchi, gents.
So
What it do? What it do?
Yeah, it's been a minute since we've discussed basketball, guys. I've been talking about football all along, but of course, the NBA returns next week. So excited. But yeah, guys, like, let me just get into this, guys. So, in this evening's episode, we'll just be discussing the IG post that Kyrie of course, posted over, I think what was yesterday, last night. And I just wanted to hear your guys' feel and take on it. But before you guys give me that, I just wanted to first play the video. And then from there, we will discuss as to you guys will pretty much share your opinion. And I'll also share my opinion on the matter. So yeah, guys, let me just quickly share the screen right now. Just please bear with me. Hope this is the right screen. Oh, it is the right one.
hey, where's the audio?
You can't hear it. You can't hear anything.
It's faint. It's faint.
Okay, fine. It's faint.
Yeah,
Let's just do this. How's it now? Still faint.
it is just a little faint. It's still faint.
Yeah, it's still quite faint.
Still not quite there. Can you guys
Yeah,
still
nah.
hear? Nothing.
I can hear you, but I can't hear the
Mm-mm.
video.
The audio.
Yeah,
Wow, this
yeah.
is this is crazy, man. Ah, no.
Yeah, play it again. Let's see. Yeah, I can't hear it, bro.
You can't hear nothing.
Very like low, very low.
It's
Yeah,
very
it sounds
low.
like a mumble.
It
Yeah,
sounds like a mumble. Ah, man. Ah, this was gonna be so cool. I wanted to, let you guys hear what I'm not. Have you guys seen the video though
I haven't
on
seen it yet.
social?
The live. I haven't seen it
Yeah, this is just like
Yeah,
a
what?
2 minute. Yeah, sorry, back.
I said, yeah, I did watch it.
yet. Oh, I saw it. I haven't
Oh,
seen
aish, man, it would have been nice if Minzy could hear as well. I don't know what's up with my PC as far as not being able to play um this, but yeah, like, man, maybe let me just try this. I just want to quickly change something real quick, and then yeah, okay. Still,
it. Still, bro.
can you hear still
I can
or
hear it.
not?
It's like it's soft. Like I can hear it, but it's soft.
Yeah, it's
It's hella soft. Ah,
Yeah.
man, because I've like increased the volume everywhere, and oh wow, bro, let's just okay, let's do this. Let me take off my earphones and see if it'll work.
Alright.
For a vaccine mandate or
yeah, that
staying
works.
unvaccinated. Don't believe any of that shit,
Oh,
man. Like really
Still,
be aware of what's being said. Before I even get a chance to be on the podium and speak for myself, you know what I'm saying? Like all these people saying all these things about what's going on with me, and it's just not true. Pay attention to what's going on out in the real world. People are losing their jobs to these mandates. People are having to make choices with their own lives, which I respect. And I don't want to sit here and play on people's emotions either. Just use logic. What would you do? If you felt uncomfortable going into the season when you were promised that you would have exemptions or that you didn't have to be forced to get the vaccine. This wasn't an issue before the season started. This wasn't something that I foresaw coming, where I prepared for it, and I had a chance to strategize on what was going to be best for me and my family. I came into the season thinking that I was just going to be able to play ball, be able to use my talent to continue to inspire, influence people in the right way. Like putting this on me is just like, why are you putting it on me? Like this is not part of what's going on in conversations with scientists, physicians, doctors. I'm just a hooper, right? Like I'm just a person who's being utilized as an example. For some odd reason, people love to have my name in the mix of just BS. Like just hearing the way people speak with so much conviction about what I should be doing in my life and what my teammates should be feeling about me, what the organization should be feeling about me, and
Yeah, that's pretty much the video. I hope it was audible this time around. You heard it loud and clear, Menzi.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a huge shout out to Waterboy Wavy. He's the one that just said keep on my earphones, and that really helped. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, starting with you, Menzi, brah. Like, what's your whole take? I know you and Kyrie, ish. You have a love-hate relationship.
Shout out to Barry for the vest, man. I love that vest. But
My fault, OG.
nah, the vest is fire, man. I love that vest. I love Kyrie as a baller, man.
Hey,
But
man.
yeah, man, Kyrie is not. The vibe that Kyrie always gives me is that he's not as smart as he thinks he is. And he's always in the gray area. Every time he does stuff like this, he's never black or white. He's always in the gray. Is he balling or not? Is he following rules or not? Um, and he's saying stuff like, he's worried about the everyday man, woman losing their jobs over mandates. It just feels I don't know, man. It just feels like he's trying to be smart in something that doesn't require you to um, to be smart. The information exists. It's not like the vaccination process was never like some private thing. It was very public. So I really don't understand his stance. If he decided to quit ball and say I'm not vaccinating, I'm quitting ball because I'm not gonna mess with this, I'd respect him more and understand where he's coming from. But he's like, I want to ball, but I don't want to vaccinate. But oh yeah, I'll ball in this state and not that state because of vaccination. But I still want to be part of the team. He doesn't realize those decisions they contaminate the team in so many ways. It affects the whole team in a lot of ways, considering the fact that he's a key player, a very powerful player, and is a key contributor to them winning a chip. So this is like a terrible start to that. And I just think he needs to decide, man. If the GM of Brooklyn banned him, he made like an executive call, which I support. It's either he trades or he quits. You can't have like your cake and eat it. He must just decide where he stands. And I feel like he just does. He's not sure himself.
Yeah. Nah, no doubt, bro. Like, I 100% agree with what you're saying, Brian. You, Barry, dog? Yeah. Yo.
Yeah, I pretty much actually, yeah, I fully agree with Minzy in this regard. I was asked my thoughts on Kai, and it's hard because I feel like we all have this love-hate relationship because you can't have this attitude. People are
Hey,
separate the art from
hey,
the
Barry,
art.
bro. We can't hear you properly. Hey,
Do
bruh.
that for basically as long as he's playing professional basketball.
Yo, yo, Barry. We can't hear you, man.
Oh, is the sound?
Yeah. Yeah. You sound like a robot.
Uh,
Yeah.
let me see if I can fix it.
I could hear you, but just the frame was freezing. I could hear the audio.
Or you could.
Let me see if
Me,
I can
it's
fix
just
it.
in glimpses. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just wait for him to come back. But yeah, I mean, I fully agree with you, but it's just the love-hate relationship. I also have a love-hate relationship with Kyrie. Me being a Celtic supporter and then I've
And
seen how he's moved. Yeah,
yeah, and also if you always the center of the problem, but it's never your fault, that means that you're the problem. That's always the
yeah,
case. It's not some coincidence that he's always in the center of these issues, but it's never him. That
yeah,
when that happens all the time, bro, you're the problem. You're a contributor. So I think he's under the impression that he hasn't contributed anything to the problems that come his way, and that's what that annoys me a lot because it's almost like he's refusing to take responsibility for his contribution to the issues. I'm not saying he started it or anything. I'm sure it's other people also factored in, but if you always the guy in the middle of the issues, bro, like come on, it's not
yeah,
bad luck. You're the problem as well.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what bothers me about him.
And as well, I also feel like at times he tends to contradict himself, like especially you see if you could take the time to watch the entire clip, it's on YouTube. I'll actually share it with you just to make things easy for you. So basically, he says that it's not about the money, and then goes back to saying, oh, but like do you guys really think I don't care about the money? We
Yeah,
know you care about the money, bro. You're a human being like every one of us. I'd care about the money. I mean, I think the Brooklyn Nets were gonna offer him 186 million. They were gonna extend his contract, But now
yeah,
they no longer gonna do so because of how uncertain and how volatile he is when it comes to the rules. At the end of the day, these are rules that have been put in place, and not NBA rules, but New York, or like the government said that, yo, you need to be vaccinated to play ball, And I'm not out here saying that, like I'm not trying to say that I'm a sellout in any way, but I mean I'm a person. When the rules are there, they're there. And if there's government and the state says that I need to vaccinate for me to partake in any sporting activities rather, then I mean there really
that's
isn't
what
much. Yeah.
that's why I say you don't have to follow the rules. That's your right. But then
Hmm.
do that, leave. Don't try
Thank
stick
you.
around and bend rules. Like the rules are set. So it's either you leave, but you can't stay in the same place but demand not to meet the rules and then take it out on your team. Like that's
Yeah.
just if Kyrie left and went somewhere else, I'd respect that. I'd be like, yeah, you don't want to follow the rules. You're exercising your right to do something else, but you want to
Yeah.
stick around. But just you don't want to follow the rules. That it just doesn't make
Yeah.
sense how it works. And he has
Yeah.
choices. It's not like he's down and out. The man's a millionaire, dog. He's rich, so it's hard to sympathize with someone who's rich like that when you have so many choices. More choices than the people you think you're defending by not getting vaccinated. So exercise those choices. Leave. Go somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or even retire, bro. Like, if you want to make a really bold statement.
Actually, I'll respect him. If he retired, I'll respect him. I'll be like, yeah, I respect
Yeah.
you. But you can't just have your cake and eat it. It's just that's not how it
Yeah.
works.
And you did mention that he's never black or white, he's always on the fence. And if he really was like, you know what, I'm not taking this and I'm not abiding to these rules, then rather I pull the plug and retire.
Exactly.
See, if he did that, I'd also be like, okay, respect to you, because I mean, at the end of the day, you don't have to take this vax. You can still, if you choose to retire, then you can retire and not take the vax. No one will
Yeah,
be on your case about that. But for the mere fact that you are still a part of a team, a part of Brooklyn, and I mean, KD moved to Brooklyn because you were going to Brooklyn. It's like me and you. It's like you going to another team, and then we communicate with one another, and then you say, "X, bro, pulled through." And then all of a sudden, when I'm on that team, you start acting wishy-washy and you start being problematic and being a nuisance,
exactly.
essentially. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but when on your end, do you think he'll eventually take the vax, or do you think he'll eventually like?
Man, Kyrie is so wishy. He's gonna take the vax, bro. He's gonna vaccinate. And
Yeah,
by the time he vaccinated, it will already be like an uphill battle for Brooklyn. He would have already contaminated the team. It's just I said there's ripple effects. He's not gonna just come in and high five everyone. Everyone's gonna be like put off, snacks. Like it's already gonna be an uphill for Brooklyn just dealing with him. You know what I'm saying? So, but he
Yeah.
is gonna be vaccinated. I don't think Kyrie has the balls to even retire. I don't think he wants to retire.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
he's gonna go there kicking and screaming, and it's just gonna get worse. He'll just,
Yeah.
I just see things getting worse. Really. Yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah. What up? What up, Taban? It's your turn,
yo.
dog, to actually give
Hopefully,
your
the situation is fixed.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying, um, damn. Let me try and retrace my thoughts. All right. So I was saying, like, we have this dilemma with Kai where we have to, separate the art from the artist since, like, he's entered the league because he's always been this guy, and I think like Menzi is hitting the nail on the head here, where he thinks he's smarter than he is, but it's like I went back to all of like um Irving's moments like this, and like obviously we all know the most famous one is the whole flat earth thing, right? And
Yeah.
he flip-flopped the same way that he's flip-flopping now with the shit where he's like, oh, it just came out in a podcast and I was just like putting it out there, and then he's like, oh, I'm walking the streets in Boston and like all these teachers are coming up to me saying, I have to reteach my syllabus, I have to reteach my class, blah, blah, blah. And then, he comes out and then he says, sorry, you know, like, and then it's like, oh, okay, I realize that something should be left to private conversations. But then in another like interview, he says, oh no, I'm not exactly what he said now. I'm not advocating for the flat earth. I'm not advocating against the flat earth. I just like the conversations, and these are his words, dog. Like he literally said this shit. So it's like, dog, you're talking now about uh, is this a mug? I'm not advocating for, I'm not advocating against. You guys argue, but it is a mug, dog. Like it is a mug. And you are
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving. You sell like the second most shoes in the league, active players. Like
Yeah.
you are a big person, and then he has this attitude of like, oh well, you see, look how much of a problem it is that my voice is so powerful. But then on the other side, you want to use your voice because it's
Yeah.
powerful. It's like, dog, you keep flip flopping whenever someone gets you. Like every single time and the worst part is like this nigga said, with the whole flat earth thing. Oh, I've been getting into a whole lot of conspiracies. I'm sure everyone has been there. And it's like, yeah, dog, we all watch like these things. Like they're fun. We go on Netflix, we go on crime and investigation, whatever. You watch this shit and you come out, you're like, hey man, I don't know if they did, I don't know if they didn't, but I know there's some things I'm not gonna believe. Like I'm not going to believe that the vaccine has microbots, that are being implanted into the black community so that we can worship Satan. Like, what do you think is going to happen when you like a post of some YouTube nigga that says that? Like, what do you think is going to happen? You say, and then he says he's advocating for people who are being forced out of jobs because the employers are saying either you vaccinate or no more spun. And it's like, okay, cool, dog. That's if that's what you believe is not right, then okay, you don't believe it's right. But the problem is, before any of the mandates came from any of these American companies, any of these American cities, you weren't getting vaccinated anyway. So back then, you weren't saying it's because of the mandate. Back then, you weren't saying that people are losing their jobs. People were losing their lives, dog. And you were just like, oh, no, me personally, I'm going to go here and not wear a mask. I'm going to do this and not get vaccinated. And it's like, dog, every single thing you say, you contradict or is contradicted by your own past. Like, you see the clip you just played? Like, he says, I was promised certain exemptions, meaning that in his mind, I was going to be able to play without needing the vaccination. And now, because the city of New York says you can't be in the building without a vaccine, now it's about people's jobs. So which one is it, dog? Like, why would you go and ask for an exemption if it was always about people's jobs? Because you didn't know that there was going to be a man. So that's what's just like, dog, you bullshitting us, and you want us to believe that you're some smart person who knows more than literally any of us who don't agree with you that the vaccine is created by the Illuminati to poison us and control us or whatever real nigga 99 on YouTube says, dog. So I just like, dog, it's so hard to believe you.
And I remember saying a while back that Kyrie Irving is a millionaire hotep. Literally, he's a rich hotep, man. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
he's
that's
like
the worst kind.
he really is a rich hotep, man. And to Barry's point, another thing Kyrie said in public and then backpedaled is when he was on a podcast with KD and he said, "This is the first time I'm playing with the guy that I can trust to take a final shot." I'm like, my boy, you literally won a chip with Braun 2017, and you said that out loud. And then when they came for him, he was like, "Bro, don't put brothers against each other." I'm like, come on, Kyrie.
Come on, dog.
So, so that's why I'm not buying this.
Do you
Man.
feel me, dog?
Yeah, yeah, bro.
Like
And
all he does is say shit and then backpedal.
yeah, yeah. Because he has to pick a side. He needs to stand for something. If he wants to not take the vaccine, then retire, my G. Simple
Retire,
as
trade,
that.
retire, go somewhere
Oh,
with food,
yeah,
Easily.
yeah. And guys,
Yeah.
speaking. Oh, yeah,
Tell Sean
yeah, I
Marks, dog,
know.
trade me.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And then speaking about the trading, like, where would you guys? Okay, Menzi and I had this discussion last night, though, but it's all good. It's. I'm gonna ask you, Barry, in particular. Where do you think Kyrie would like best fit? If let's say, the Brooklyn Nets were like, okay, GTFO, get the fuck out of here. Which team do you think he'd like fit in perfectly?
Um, it's honestly, man, like low key, if I was Sean Marks, like I'd trade him to spite him, cause nigga, I did all of this because of you. But now
Yeah,
you're turning on me at the last hurdle. When will dog? There's no one who can stop the Nets. Let's be honest. Not even the
yeah,
Lakers. Like
yeah.
Giannis is our only hope of stopping these niggas, and I don't like
Yeah,
I'm seeing that Medi coming in, and I'm just like Giannis is our only hope if they're all healthy.
yeah,
But if I choose like a best for Kyrie, and a best for whichever that team is, because that team
yeah.
probably also is like, because X Dog, I feel like that's the one problem with the Kyrie trade is that everyone probably would be happy except the team getting Kyrie, because the Nets will be happy to get players who want to play. Those players will be happy playing with James Harden and KD. You know, like the only people who would be upset would be the team. But if I try and
Yeah,
like think of everyone who would be happy, like Kyrie's not gonna want to go to New Orleans. He's not gonna want to go to Sacramento or like Utah. He's not gonna want to go there. Like he's gonna want to be somewhere where somewhere dope. Like at the end of the day, man, it's Kyrie. He's a guy.
yeah,
It's hard, dog. Like the best sort of that I can think of is like it really is thingy. Ish, how did I lose it now? I want to say the Nuggets but I mean Denver as a city. But the Nuggets, Chicago, but Chicago they can't trade any of those guys because they just got like all of them, so it would only be Levine, and I don't know
few
who
draft
wins
picks
that
here and
one.
there.
But
Yeah,
but Chicago, obviously the Simmons one. I don't think that
yeah.
anyone wins the Simmons Kyrie trade. To be honest, like
You don't.
It's okay. Fine. Let me not say that. Let me not, because the Nets definitely win that. Like they super win that because
Yeah,
they can't defend. They get the defensive player of the year, in my opinion. Um,
Yeah.
and then they have
yeah,
Harden and Thingy who get you 35 each. So yeah, maybe
yeah,
Simmons, Kyrie, but the Sixers lose that one. That's the problem. Like they lose badly, like super
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
badly.
yeah.
So
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
it's never going to be win-win. Like the Nets 1 year left. Okay, start over. Your plan didn't work. Like all these teams where like they tried. Sacramento,
yeah,
New Orleans, or the ones that are trying to come up, like Cleveland, New York. Your plan didn't work. Here's Kyrie. Start again on the same vet.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, no, that's true, bruh. Like, yeah, with me, man, it's just a very tricky situation that the Nets kind of face right now because right now what Kyrie is doing is affecting the entire organization, and it's a team that is like the heavy favorites to win, bruh. This is like New Zealand in
Dog.
rugby, bro. Like you see what I'm saying? Like they just they especially provided that everyone is fully fit up until the end of the season. Like I also don't see anyone beating the Nets, bro. But yeah, man, I just hope things settle. At the end of the day, bro. Like I have a love-hate relationship with Kyrie. I think he's a very talented player. I think and he's a joy to watch. He passes the eye test very well, very skilled, and I just hope that he could, eventually reach a point. It's either I get what I get my jabs and be Gucci, or retire, man. Make a bold move and just say, what, Jensen Grandi with my chip. And I'm sure he's a person who's invested very well. I mean, Kyrie, like you can tell by that, as much as he is someone, who thinks he's smart. I think he's got a father who's always got his best interest at heart. So I personally believe that like he just needs to pick a side, man. But yeah, man, Menzi, bro, like literally like have come to the end because the aim for me is to cap these episodes. I've been telling you that these episodes are way too long, bro, and most people usually don't watch them all because I've been looking at the algorithms. Most people usually watch up until like 5 minutes of the show because they just see the length of the video and they're like, hey, X, bro, you killing us, dog. But it's all Gucci, dog. But yeah, man, like we'll have another discussion. We'll have another discussion about preseason as well as our expectations. I just want us to have another game on tier maker where we, of course, discuss who's gonna
yeah.
potentially be
Back to your
the. Yeah, no, definitely. I'll bring it back. But I have to, of course, think of a concept, in mind. Yeah. But
yeah.
yo, bro, thank you so much, bro. Much love to you. To the homie. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sway. Yeah, much love to you, Sway. Yo, this is the goalpost, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, and
Post up.
subscribe. Beg your pardon?
The post up, not the
Oh,
goal.
post up. I said goalpost. My bad. Post up. Hey, stop laughing at me. My brothers are also laughing at me in the background right now. So I meant the post up, guys. And we out. Peace.
Shop, shop. Peace.
Sharp, sharp, bro.